All right, now welcome to this video. Now in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how to structure a seven-figure coaching and info offer. Now, in case you're wondering why I'm even qualified to talk about this and who I am, my name is Calvin and I'm the founder of Pure Scale Systems. I have been scaling for the past 2 years, everything from yacht brokers to gyms, real estate agents, personal brands, holistic health coaches. So safe to say, I know a thing or two about digital marketing. I also have quite a few people who I know in the info and coaching niche. So I've picked up a couple tricks of the trade along the way. So let's not waste any more of your time. Let's get straight into this now. First and foremost, you need to have something to offer, right? You need to have identified a transformation that you can help with, right? You can help people with. This typically is within the health, wealth, and relationships niche, right? The reason being these are eternal niches, right? Whether you're in 21st century UK, America, whether you're in, the Roman Empire, whether you're in 2000 BC Egypt or 2000 years from now, right? Humans will always have a need to solve constraints within health, wealth, and relationships, right? Now, your offer should be in line with this, right? If you're a coach, even if you're a creator, you should have an offer in line with this in order for you to actually have the conditions needed to scale to seven figures, right? Which is 83,000 a month. Okay. Now, even if your niche isn't directly in health, wealth, or relationships, you can still position it, and I'm going to show you how. You can still tailor it. You can still, play with the messaging so that it comes across as health, wealth, or relationships. For instance, I have a friend who does a lot of golf content. Something that he can do is position it in a way where it's how to play golf without pain, without experiencing pain. That solves the health problem right there, right? So again, some examples, it could be getting people into good shape, helping people start the Amazon FBA, helping people clear their credit, getting into property, automating business, helping people learn some kind of skill, right? Funnel building, video editing. You can get, there's a long list you can go down with this, right? But these are the eternal markets, right? Once you have something to offer, right, this is when you go to market, okay? So you have to make people aware of your offer. You have to make people aware that you exist, right? So typically this is, you start posting value, you can run ads, you can, get, engagement through DMs, which is actually a result of posting value or running ads. The problem with this, however, is with this strategy is you've built content, but you've not actually created a clear client path, right? A clear path to get someone within who fits into your niche, your category, and they know about you, but you've not actually structured it in a way which is obvious to them that you can help them, right? So in order to do that, you have to build the right offer structure, right? So this is when you build what's called a value ladder. If you want to know more about a value ladder, read Russell Brunson's. I'm not, affiliated with him. I don't get money for this. If you see this, Russell, and you want to help me get some money for promoting your stuff, let me know. But until that day, I'm not getting paid for this. But a value ladder is essentially coined by him, and it's a way of structuring your offers or your offer, but having sub offers within it, where as the value and the more value you give to your niche, your audience, the higher the price ticket of your offer goes, right? And the closer they get to, to yourself, right? Now, check out my previous video about the psychology behind it. But essentially, I go into this in more detail. It's essentially taking someone. So there's going to be a percentage of people, within your niche in the health, wealth, relationship space who just are not aware, right? They don't know they have a problem. Let's say you're a credit repair coach. They don't know the implications of having bad credit. So their mindset is, listen, life is fine, right? Your goal then is to use storytelling and content to make them aware, bring that unconscious suffering, pain to the conscious, right? Use content to express and make them realize that it is dissatisfaction that they have yet to identify, right? From then, they will be problem aware, right? From there, they'll be problem aware. So once they're problem aware, the current state is, right, they know something's wrong, but they don't know what the solution is, right? Your goal is to agitate that, right? Make the pain greater so that they're actually incentivized to take action. Okay. Once the pain has been, agitated, now they should be solution aware, or you should get them to a point where they're solution aware. So they know a solution exists, but they haven't picked one yet, right? And this is where you should position yourself, right? The mindset is, maybe I should hire a coach, maybe I should buy a course, or maybe I should try to figure out myself, right? Get to the bottom of this, right? And they're not too sure what action to take. Now, your goal is to convince them, show them that your approach is better or different than everybody else, or just better than just not doing anything at all, right? Now from there, they're product aware, right? So they know about your offer, they know about their problem, and they know that the solution exists. And their mindset is, okay, I've seen this before. Why should I choose you? And your goal is to show why you're different, why your mechanism works, what outcomes you can deliver, any proof that you have. It could also be showing them that you can get them the result much quicker than perhaps them trying it themselves, right? Then from here, you have the most aware, right? So this is when they're ready to buy. The mindset is, listen, when can I sign up? How do I sign up? How quickly can I get signed up, right? And your goal essentially is just to make it easy for them to say yes. Urgency, scarcity, add bonuses, things of that nature. But essentially, your unaware will be your content. So that's your free stuff. You might have a low ticket group or low to mid ticket product, which helps someone get from problem aware to solution aware, so on and so forth. And then your one-to-one coaching will be your high ticket, right? That's essentially how you get from making people aware of your offer to building the right value ladder, the right offer structure. And then from there, you just deliver, right? This is where you print, right? You get clients in and you're just, you're printing money. You're making good money. You're making what people make in a year in a 9 to 5 in 1 or 2 months, okay? That may seem simple, but let me give you a practical example if you're a bit confused as to how this would play out, in reality. So again, you start with health, wealth, or relationships. If some niches are more obvious than others where they fall into, let's say if you're a dating coach, it's quite clear. Sometimes you might have to position your offer in a way that makes it more apparent which one it is. But really the best offers fall within one of these three. Then you pick the structure, right? So here's what you do. You start posting free content, right? Again, the free content is for people who don't realize they have a problem. The mindset is life is fine, and you want to use storytelling and content to surface a problem. From there, the free content should lead to a lead magnet or a free resource of some kind, right? For a problem aware, right? Then from here, you have some type of entry level offer. Then from here, you have your core offer. Then from there, you have your premium offer, right? So the core offer and premium offer, they're kind of interchangeable in terms of who might be the ideal person who would go into them. But they tend to be reserved for the most product aware and the most aware of your audience, right? So there's going to be a percentage which are just always going to be most aware, and they're likely going to go for, one of these two, right? So let me give you a practical example, right, of how you can build this, how we would build this for, our clients, right? So for the unaware, we'll run ads, we'll create short form content, and we'll create long form content. That's long form content, not Liverpool Football Club, by the way. So this is done through, like I said, any kind of short form static videos, ads, reels, YouTube videos, scripted or unscripted. You can play around and see which one your niche responds the best to. Maybe you might have a particular style that can separate you or differentiate yourself, but really this is what you want to do. And this also helps just to get attention. And don't think like these are just concrete and they fit and the only purpose is to serve these needs. Like, your free content can be really good just for making people aware. You can actually make content showcasing your core offer as well. But typically this is how I would recommend structuring things, right? Now, in order to get people who are unaware into a lead magnet or free resource, we can use things like call to actions. So you can make a short form script, write a short form script. And at the end, you have a clear call to action. Once you've identified the pain point, you've agitated it, you've maybe proposed a solution. From there, you can have a call to action at the end. or things like link in bios and things of that nature. Okay, so now we have lead magnets, right? So the lead magnet or a free resource. Now, the lead magnet must solve an entry level problem or some kind of constraint, right? At the, at a base level. A lot of people will build lead magnets as well. What they'll do wrong is they'll make a lead magnet which doesn't naturally lead to the next stage in the value ladder, right? You want to create a lead magnet which is a natural evolution, a natural progression, but still solves a problem, right? A lot of what people do as well is they'll make a lead magnet and they'll think, okay, because it's free, I'll give half the solution and I'll leave the rest out so they can pay for it. They put it behind a paywall. Don't do that, right? You want to pick a constraint or a topic and solve it completely, and so that if someone goes through it, the lead magnet, whatever it is, they have a full understanding that, and if they implement, they'll be able to solve whatever it is that they need to solve, right? So we do this through opt-in funnels. These convert much better than websites, and we can also track capture data and retarget for high conversions using funnels that we build custom made for whatever lead magnet. Or you can do this yourself. There's plenty of free guides on YouTube on how to make lead magnet funnels. I might even do one. If you want to see one, maybe leave it below in the comments. So anyways, from there, now somebody is problem aware and they should have a clear indication as to how to solve it, right? Now, because the lead magnet, right, and the funnel, the way the system works, it works so well, we can capture the data and then we can use email marketing, we can use AI automations, landing pages, and appointment setters to then further qualify people who are ready to take the next step, right? Entry level offer. So this is typically a $27 to $97. Maybe it's a community, a digital product, some kind of worksheet, workshop, things of that nature. And essentially this is a low friction, high leverage filter, right? So there's going to be a lot of people who want the free lead magnet just because it's free and they're not going to take action, right? What this will do is it will filter out the people in your database, because what we'll be doing with the lead magnet is building your database. It's going to filter out the people who are action takers, right? So the relationship now, you'll be able to identify like who's actually coming in to take action and could potentially be a good fit for your core offer with the right conditions once we continue to provide value, solve the problems, and nurture them if they need it, right? So again, I think 5-day challenges, audits, digital products, mini courses, communities, things of that nature, right? And you're going to be able to reach them and solve their constraints on a higher level of the value ladder that we spoke about, boom, here, right? So again, it could be communities, digital products, things of that nature. Now, from then, again, we can filter out how people found that entry-level offer through, again, automations, appointment setters, landing pages, email marketing, and yet we'll build, and I recommend building landing pages for every single step. Okay, so you want to build a different landing page for your lead magnet free resource opt-in, for your entry-level offer, then another one for your core offer. Another video I will make as well is how to link all the separate landing pages for upsells to convert much higher than you'd ever think. So I might even make another video for that, but that's another conversation for another day. Anyways, we'll then pre-qualify and filter further to see who's ready to get onto the core offer. Now, this is your main transformation vehicle. Now, this is something that you essentially will rely on to deliver results at scale, okay? So everything before this is designed to build demand for this, right? So your entry-level offer and your lead magnet, even your free content to an extent, is building up demand for this, right? So this, again, could be an online program within a community, and you might do something like, bi-weekly coaching calls, right? So every 2 weeks you have a group call. Within that you'll have all the other products as well, but maybe another mini course, another workshop, another group coaching program where you solve and really get into the nitty-gritty of whatever it is that you're trying to solve for. But again, this is designed to be delivered at scale, so something like $497 one time or $47 a month in order to just really serve these people. Then from there, again, we use the same mechanisms, but here we'll add commission only closes to get the high ticket offer, right? So anything that's more than $3,000 would be high ticket. Now, everyone here would get everything above, but This is for clients who want speed, intimacy, and not that kind of intimacy. No Diddy. More so intimacy, like time with yourself, more one-to-one time with yourself, and they want more depth, right? They want to get that problem solved as quick as possible, right? So one-to-ones, masterminds, and yeah, again, you're not just charging a high ticket, you're charging proximity to yourself. So it could be one-to-one coaching, one coaching call a week. They can also do a join into the group calls as well. They can have a separate Slack or WhatsApp channel directly to you, so they can ask you questions and they can make amendments on the fly tailored from your advice, right? And this is, again, built for max impact, max margin, and max time and value. So they get everything as above, but with the one-to-one coaching as well. Now, this essentially is how a lot of the top people are structuring. In fact, all of the top people are structuring the high ticket offer. Really, they have a value ladder, right? They've identified and positioned their offer within the 3 eternal markets. They make content, they give free resources, they have entry level products, and they have premium offers, right? Now, here's what I'd recommend, right? If someone was to come into a program or to work with us, what I'd recommend is first getting them some free content. Definitely run ads or make content or use organic call to actions, and then from there we'll have CTAs for the premium offer first, right? The reason why you don't want to start really investing in building out entry level and core offers first is because you get a lot more knowledge as to what you need to build out by having some one-to-one calls and helping people directly. And then you can really see what the market is struggling with. And then you can then backtrack and then say, okay, these 3 or 4 clients have struggled with this part of the process, so we can make an entry level offer around that. We can make some mini courses around that in the core offer, so on and so forth. But that's how I'd structure it. Start with the free content and the high ticket one. Also, you make more money doing this as well, and it give you more time and flexibility to build the mid ticket ones. It wouldn't hurt to start with maybe a free content, lead magnet free resource, and the high ticket one, but that's how I would structure it. Also, it's very hard, especially if you're trying to scale to 10 to 30K a month, it's very hard to rely on that kind of MRR, monthly recurring revenue, with let's say 300-400 people in a $47 a month community because of churn, right? So really, that's how I would structure it. But yeah, if you enjoyed that, give this a like, give this a subscribe, just so if you found it valuable, more people can see this, more people can actually get some value. And what I might do as well is I might make a whiteboard video showing exactly like the numbers, crunching the numbers, and how to scale with a similar structure to 7 figures, with digital marketing, ads, funnels, things of that nature. But yeah, anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Peace.